Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the chemistry session. Today we will start a new chapter, which is environmental application. Materials: you need a notebook, a pencil, and the chemistry book. Instructions: sit in a quiet and comfortable room. Watch the video more than once. Pause the video and try to solve the applications alone. And finally, solve the homework assigned by your teacher. The objectives that you will learn at the end of this session are: explain the process of clarification, explain the process of water purification, compare the characteristics of water obtained in clarification and purification. First, I will ask you, is all natural water drinkable? Drinkable means صالحة للشرب. Let us observe a water sample taken from a river under the microscope before you decide. To investigate a water sample, we put a drop of the water sample on the microscope slide, then put the slide on the microscope and observe it. Let us analyze the results. Is the examined water a pure substance or a mixture? Excellent. It is a mixture. Does it contain pollutants or microorganisms? Note that microorganism is a microscopic living things. To answer, let's watch this video. Oh my God! So, yes, this water contains microorganisms. So, is it safe to drink this water? No, because it contains microorganisms where this microorganisms, such as bacteria, can lead to many diseases. Of course, muddy water is not drinkable. Suggest a technique to clarify muddy water. I mean to make it clear. Maybe this technique is filtration. Let us watch the video of clarification technique that clarify muddy water. First, you need sand, gravel, rocks, water bottle, and dirty water. Cut the bottom of a water bottle and poke a hole in the lid. Place the coffee filter into the bottle, which is similar to filter paper. Put the bottle lid down into another cup or bottle. Carefully pour some sand into the filter. Next, place some gravel over the sand. Place some rocks over the gravel. Pour the dirty water over the rocks. And finally, watch the dirty water is cleared up by your filter. So, clarification, from its name, clarification. It makes the water clear. How? By removing the tiny and large particles from water. The tiny and large particles, such as the sand, the papers, etc. All these particles are collected here in the filtered column. However, the water that become clear are collected here in the second bottle. This filter column contains 3 layers. The first layer, coarse gravel or حصى خشنة وكبيرة. It is found at the top of the inverted bottle, which stops the big particles from water, such as the hay. The second layer, fine gravel, which stops the particles having medium size. It is found here under the coarse gravel, and it stops the medium-sized particles such as the gravel found in the water. The third layer, sand, which stops small particles, it is found here under the fine gravel in the inverted bottle, and it removes all the sands, for example, found in the water. After clarification of water, the substances or pollutants collected in the filter column called residue, while the water collected down after passing through this filtration is called filtrate. Indicate the constitution of the residue retained in the filter column. Remember, the filter column is made up of 3 layers. The first layer collects the large particles in the muddy water. However, the second layer collects the medium-sized particles in the muddy water, and the third layer collects the small-sized particles in the muddy water. So, what is the constitution of the residue retained in the filter column? Excellent! The residue is made up of big, medium, and small particles found in muddy water. Now, look at the filtrate. How many number of phases do we have? Excellent! 1 phase. So, is the filtrate a homogeneous or heterogeneous mixture? Excellent! It is a homogeneous mixture because it's made up of 1 phase only. Here is a sample of water before and after clarification. Compare the aspect, clear or turbid, of the sample of water before and after clarification. Compare means to say the difference between 2 things. So here we have the water before clarification and the water after clarification. I want to compare them. So look first at the water before clarification. How the water was? Excellent. It was turbid, means معكر. However, after clarification, it was clear. They are the opposite. So clear, opposite to turbid. So, to write a correct sentence during comparison, I should write, before clarification, the water is turbid, while, this is a keyword, I should write it always, while after clarification, it becomes clear. Does filtration removes all the pollutants found in water? Let's see. After clarification of water, small microorganisms still observed. So, the filtration does not remove all the pollutants found in water. Is the water obtained after clarification drinkable? Why? Excellent. No, it's not drinkable, since it contains microorganisms. So, a turbid water, which is not drinkable, can become a clear water, but also not drinkable, by clarification of water. How can we let the polluted water drinkable? This is done by a technique called purification of water. Purification, from its name, pure, purification, so it makes the water pure. Pure water means that it does not contain any pollutant, so it will be drinkable. So let's watch the video about purification of water. In the first step of this purification technique, the polluted water is conducted with pipes to be stored in huge reservoirs. Then, a screening occurs where a metal screens remove sticks, can, and large particles. In the third step, addition of chemical substances is done that attach to the tiny particles in the water. In the fourth step, the sedimentation occurs where tiny particles trapped previously settle to the bottom. Then filtration removes any suspended particle. And finally, chlorine is added to kill any bacteria. Let's start with the first step, which is storing water in the reservoirs. Storing water in the reservoir allows solids to settle down. Step 2. Screening to remove large suspended particles. During screening, bar screens are used in order to remove sticks, cans, and large particles. Step 3. Addition of chemical substances to trap or attach with the tiny suspended particles. The added chemical substances, such as H2SO4, traps the tiny suspended particles in the water. As you can see here, this is the trapped particles by the added chemical substance. Suspended particles are the particles carried out with water. Step 4. Sedimentation. During sedimentation, the tiny suspended particles trapped by the chemical substance settle to the bottom of the tank. Since these particles become heavy, so they cannot stay in the water, so they will go down and settle at the bottom of the tank. Step 5. Filtration to remove any suspended particle. During filtration, as mentioned previously, we use the filter column that contain gravel and sand to remove any suspended particle, as you can see in this video. So as you can see here, the water enters from here, they passes through the sand, gravel. During the passage, any suspended particle, they will be trapped here, and then the filtered water will be passed from here. The final step is disinfection or chlorination, where the bacteria found in water can be eliminated using chlorine or ozone. So as a summary, purification of water technique starts with screening, of course after storing in the reservoir, followed by chemical treatment, which is the addition of chemical substances, then sedimentation. After that we have filtration, and finally we have disinfection or chlorination, which is the addition of chlorine or ozone. During purification of water, water is sent through a sequence of physical and chemical steps to become drinking water. In chemical steps, chemical substances are added, as chlorine. In physical steps, no chemical substances are added. It consists of filtration techniques that involve the use of screens, sand filtration, etc. So, the chemical treatment and the chlorination are chemical treatments. Because in the chemical treatment there is addition of aluminum sulfate, and in chlorination there is the addition of chlorine or ozone. While screening, sedimentation, and filtration are physical treatments, because there is no addition of any chemical during these three steps. Difference between the water obtained in clarification and purification. During clarification, the obtained water is non-drinkable, clear, and contain microorganisms, while the water obtained from purification technique is drinkable, pure, and doesn't contain microorganisms. Now let's evaluate our lesson. Choose the number of the answer that best completes the following statement. The diagram below shows a water treatment plant. What is the main function of the sand beds? 1. To remove germs. 2. To filter small solid particles. 3. To allow solids in water to settle to the bottom. Or to add fluorine or chlorine to the water. Excellent! It is to filter small solid particles. Give the name of the 5 steps shown in the diagram below. Excellent! First, screening, followed by chemical treatment, then sedimentation, filtration, and finally disinfection. Good job. What is the role of the second step shown? Means chemical treatment. Excellent. It is the addition of chemical substances that trap suspended particles in the water. Prepared by teacher Zainab Ftouni, voice recorded by teacher Zainab Ftouni, reviewed and supervised by teacher Dalal Bais. Thank you for listening.